Hello and welcome to the CryptoWig YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how you can take your based on the Fantom network and you can bridge it over onto the Avalanche network to receive aBased and then stake that aBased to receive rewards paid in DEX tokens. And then what to do with those DEX tokens once you receive them. So as you can see from this picture here, if you're starting off up here, you're on Fantom chain, use the based DEX to swap your tokens. Here's two examples, USDC or Fantom. You can swap them using based DEX. You have to buy based and you'll need a small amount of obol, which will be 1% of the value of the based. You then take that to the bridge, and from the bridge you can then go from Fantom chain over onto the Avalanche chain, where you will receive aBased, which will then use to combine with one of these three DEX tokens, or you can combine with Avalanche, which is my preference. You then stake that LP to earn APR, as you can see down here. The rewards are paid in the DEX tokens, so FLDX, SNEC or GLCR. You can then use those reward tokens to bribe, which will increase the APR in the pool that you're invested in, or you can sell those tokens and compound them to buy more LP. So let's get into it. Okay, so we are starting over here on the next gen base finance DEX. The link is down below in the description. I'm going to buy 250 based, and I'm going to do it with B-share. So I'm going to select the token up here that I want to swap, and then I'm going to select down here the token that I want to swap to. So I'm going to swap one B-share, and that's going to pay me 293 based. So coming down here, I'll approve the B-share, use default, next, approve. We're waiting for that transaction to go through. It's been approved, and then we're going to go swap. I'm going to confirm the transaction. And as you can see, that has gone through. In order to carry out the bridge, you will require 1% of the USDC value of based in obol, and you will use this as a transaction fee. So you'll select again the token that you want to spend and the token you want to receive, this time being obol. And once you have received the correct amount, then you can go ahead. You can click down to the bridge option over here, which will open up this page. So then if I want to do 251 base, that's going to cost me 0.87 obol. So you have to make sure that you have at least 1% of the value of the based. And then you're going to come down and you're going to select the bridge option. Approve the transaction. And now you can see that's completed. So you can see that the balance has decreased by 251. And then if I go back to the home screen here, I can see I've got 167 based on Fantom. So then you go up here and you will change onto the Avalanche chain and accept the network switch. Then it's automatically swapped you over onto the Avalanche tab, and you can now see the 251 aBased sat right here. So what are we then going to do with that aBased? So we're going to take it, I'm going to go and stake it on one of these three DEX projects. So let's have a look through those. So here's flare decks. So this is one of the options. Here is Solisnek. This is another option. And here is Glacier. This is another option. So the APR is different on each one. So this pool here is an aBased Glacier pool. So it's at the mercy of the price of Glacier as they are LP'd together. In here, it's aBased with wrapped Avalanche. So this is going to be a more stable pool that's not going to drop as much as the Glacier pool. And finally, then we have the Flare Dex pool. And this has both options, so you can either use aBased wrapped Avalanche or you can do FLDX aBased. So we're then going to take the aBased and we're going to pair it with Avalanche in this case, and then we're going to go and stake it. So obviously to create an LP you're going to need a second asset to pair with. So if you're going to use wrapped Avalanche, then you will have to buy some wrapped Avalanche. The best place to do that is likely through Firebird, which will aggregate the transactions so that you'll get the best price. So if you were going to be buying $10 of wrapped Avalanche, you come in here, you can see that it routes it through GMX and then Haku Swap. You swap that in here. Obviously I've already got some, so I'm going to come back over to the Flare Dex, which is where I'm going to put mine, because currently we've got 420% APR in here. We've got 395% in here, and we've got 209% in here. So right, this is the best APR currently. So we're going to select the pool that we want, so we click manage over here. We're then going to make sure that it's correct, so we've got aBased, wrapped Avalanche, and it's the stable pool, which is all correct. I'm just going to hit max on here. So that's going to use 363 aBased. It's going to pair that together with 0.22 wrapped Avalanche. So once you've hit maximum and you're happy with everything, you're going to come down here and you're going to click on add liquidity. So confirm that transaction, wait for that to complete, and then, very vital step, once this has completed, you have to make sure that you then go and stake that token, because although you've created LP, it doesn't actually stake it into the pool. So it jumps you back out to here. You then need to go back into manage again. You have to select I have LP token, and you can see here the LP that we just created. Click on maximum again, click on stake LP, and that will put it into the pool. Click confirm on the transaction, and then once this is complete, you'll then see the pooled amount there will move into the staked amount here. Although this page will probably disappear again once the transaction completes, in which case you'll see it on the liquidity tab. So if I go into manage, and then I have, see this number here is now incremented, and that is now 0. So your rewards will then show up in the rewards tab. So that'll be this pair here. And you can then collect that FLDX, and you can then come over to the vest tab, and you can use your FLDX here to create a lock, which will make you an NFT. So once you have gone through this process, created a lock, input the number of tokens here, and go for the maximum expiry date, purely because it gives you the most voting power. So I would use the 4-year voting power. So once you've then created an NFT, you can then go to the vote page, and you can see here we've currently got 1 million votes in here. So you would take your NFT and vote in the pool, such as this. So I'm going to put 100% as of my votes into the ABased AVAX pool. Click on cast votes, and then my NFT will vote in that pool. So you can now see that my NFT is voting in this pool here. So what will happen there is that at the end of the voting epoch, any transactions that have been completed throughout that epoch, the fees for those transactions will be dropped into your earnings, along with, if you look into here, the bribes that are posted. So you will actually be paid some of these tokens that are in here as well. The alternative is, when you're in your rewards, you can collect the FLDX. You can either sell it for USDC or your preferred stable or coin, or you can compound it back into here. So you would take the FLDX, you would sell the correct ratios of it so that you've got some aBased and some AVAX, and then you can keep doing that process and you'll have more LP. And the same thing goes for the other projects. So if you've managed to stick it out all the way through the video, I appreciate you watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, would you drop me a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, drop any comments down below for any questions that you have, and don't forget to share. Thank you very much.